The man used a magnifying glass to examine wedding photos, discovering his wife's fingers were making the sign of the cross. This meant his wife's wedding vows were completely false, so he found his wife, hoping they could take a spontaneous trip together. But his wife said she had surgery to perform. Seeing her unusually strange behavior, Truman became even more certain of his suspicions. He followed his wife to the hospital and discovered his wife and other doctors were pretending to perform surgery. The anesthetized patient suddenly sat up. Truman was stunned and dumbfounded. It turned out even his wife's identity as a doctor was fake, and his discovery was just the tip of the iceberg of this world. In reality, his life was a live broadcast show. The whole world was watching his life, except himself. This morning a huge light suddenly fell from the sky in front of him. The radio said it was a piece fallen from an airplane, but Truman felt it looked more like a stage spotlight. He began to notice the behavioral patterns of people around him. Every day at the same time, the same people would do the same things in the same places, as if it had all been carefully arranged. Truman remembered his childhood first love, a girl named Sylvia. She had mysteriously told him everyone was watching him. Everything here was fake. Then she was taken away. At the time Truman thought she was crazy. Now thinking back, those words were deeply meaningful. He tried to leave Sea Haven to go to Fiji to find Sylvia, but the travel agency told him all flights were canceled. When driving out of town, he would always encounter various accidents, nuclear leaks, roadblocks, forest fires, as if some mysterious force was preventing him from leaving. Meryl's behavior was also becoming increasingly strange. She would always casually introduce products to thin air, as if she were doing commercials. The most shocking discovery was, Truman saw his father who was supposed to be dead. He flashed by in the crowd, then was quickly taken away by a group of men in black. Truman began to doubt everything. He deliberately changed his daily route to test the reactions around him. Sure enough, everyone seemed flustered and confused. The elevator was actually empty with no back wall, only supporting steel framework. Truman realized he was trapped in a huge lie. He decided to escape at any cost. Late at night he secretly sailed out to sea. After sailing all night, the boat suddenly crashed into something. It turned out to be a huge wall. At this moment a voice came from the sky. That was the show director Christoph. He told Truman that the outside world was equally full of deception, and that this place was safe and real. Truman could continue his perfect life. Audiences all over the world were waiting for his choice. Truman looked at that door leading to the real world. He turned back to glance at this false but familiar world. Then he firmly spoke that classic line, "In case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night." After saying this, he resolutely walked toward that door, walking toward his own real life.